here, James. I imagine this was one of the hardest decisions that you've had to make in your career. Can you just explain kind of how you came to the decision to put Alex in Logan's car?
So first and foremost, yes, without doubt, this is the hardest decision I've had to make. I've had to take an elite athlete that works every day to be in the car and perform at his highest level and ask him to sit on the bench whilst we perform with just one car. And in modern day Formula One, that shouldn't be how it is. We shouldn't be here asking one driver to step down. We should be here fielding two cars that have potential to score points. In terms of how we came about it, it's very straightforward. What we've looked at is not the past, but this year, where have our drivers been relative to each other? There are 5 teams that are within a point of each other because there has only been 1 point available for us to score. The top 5 teams are so competitive now that that's all that's left on the table. And the difference between being 6th in the championship at the end of the year and 10th, I think will reside down to a point or 2. That's a large gap that we're all scrapping over. So with one car, you have to put your money effectively in the highest probability of scoring points. And in that situation, across the first 3 races, Alex has been ahead of Logan. As a result of that, the decision was based on him.
How did that conversation go with Logan, and how tough do you think this is going to be for him to take going forward?
I asked him to come see me yesterday, and I took him through exactly that. I took him through where he's been, where he was in FP2, where we need to be, the probability of scoring points this weekend, and then asked him that for the team, because this is ultimately one of the weirdest sports in the world, but one of the reasons why I enjoy it. It's a team sport, but with 2 drivers fighting against each other. For the team, this is what we need to be doing this weekend. He took it with far more maturity than I would have done at his age. And in fact, more so than that, his response after a considered moment was one more of how do I help and how do I move forward with the team, fundamentally. You'll see that in the press release. You'll see that in his actions, I hope, across the next 24 hours or so. Again, as I said, his ethic is incredibly strong in that regard. How he will be as an individual is without doubt, you would always question yourself in all of these. But all I did is lay out the facts to him of he has improved, he is closer to Alex than before, but he's not quite at the leading edge and in front of Alex, and that's what I need in this circumstance. And he will reflect on that and understand that, but also set the challenge for himself of where he needs to be in the future.
You obviously re-signed him for this year, you've backed him throughout. Do you still have that faith in him that he can turn things around and become the driver that, you know, if you have to make this decision again, it would be Logan that you'd put in the car?
Everything I do, boringly, is just based on data and statistics, nothing more than that. So it should be based on the driver that is performing the best is the one that you'll put your backing behind, simple as that. In the case of Logan, I haven't changed my mind. I've signed him and I've put my full weight behind him because I believe in him. And I'd also argue, if you look at his results this year, he's been within milliseconds of Alex. The gap has closed down as I expected it to. But in the circumstance, he's not quite on the leading edge. That's the key behind it, is the challenge set to him.
How much pressure do you think this puts on Alex this weekend? Obviously, he's got a lot kind of going for him. He's crashed here this year, crashed here last year. Does that put a lot on him?
Great. Don't tell him that. He is an incredibly mature driver with a championship mindset. The reason why he crashed yesterday is because he was already in the top 10 on times. He knew that. We were getting quicker and quicker, and he had a sniff at what this car can do. It was a tiny mistake. If you review the footage, it's about, I would say, a few centimetres, 1 or 2 centimetres on the offline. He knows that, and he's frustrated by that, as I am as well, as the team is. But his job for us is to push everything to the absolute limit. That's what he's here to do as a result of it. And you'll see, as he gets back in the car now, the eternal driver in him will come out. He won't reflect on yesterday, and he'll get on. I had a conversation with Essay of, has he compartmentalised what happened? And can he put it into a box and say, I know what happened there, we can move that aside? And the answer is yes. That's all you need to know.
Great stuff. Thanks for explaining, James. Thank you.